Hello, everyone. So, my name is Nadine, and I am gonna do a general random read. Am I mixing these up? No. Okay. I'm gonna do a general, just random read for whoever needs it. This is usually how my readings are gonna typically go. No timestamp, no date. Whenever you run into this reading, it's intended that you run into it in divine timing for guidance, for the guidance that you need, for the validation or confirmation that your heart, your soul may be needing at that time. Um, just some divine guidance to get you and keep you on path, keep you on your journey of ascension, make you aware of any obstacles that will be popping up, that may derail you. But of course, if you're warned forehand of that obstacle, you can be prepared. And when it does come up, when a situation or trigger does come up, you're aware. Oh, this is what was this this is what was foreseen. Foretold, forewarned. So now I know. That this is something I have to work through. This is coming up because of this reason, or this is, there's a deep underlying reason for this happening. Okay, instead of the way we used to go about life, which is, something comes up, an obstacle comes up, and depending on how well you manage your stress or manage challenges, everyone's different. So it may just knock you down, and really undo all the positive work that you've done for yourself up until then. But now we're stronger than that. Now we are more in touch with our higher self. Now we're aware of higher beings and the divine, and the whole reason for karma, for karmic depths, for karmic situations, for karmic um, people, or even for our karmic depth, and again, karma is not a bad thing, because again, karmic, our karma could be good karma, you know um and karma is really just a balancing out. Everything in the end has to balance out. Okay, it is not gonna end one-sidedly, it is not gonna end unevenly. So one who has done someone else wrong will eventually come to a time when they are, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because we don't ever want to see somebody on their knees, or, unless you're praying. We don't ever want to see someone at rock bottom, hit rock bottom, on their knees begging for mercy. We don't want to see that. And if you do, then there's some soul searching and healing that you need to do within yourself, even if it's your worst enemy. If you want to see that, then again, there's some deep healing that needs to go on. um, because that's not what ascension, that is not what coming into alignment with your higher self is all about. It is, that's not what karma is all about. Karma is not about waiting in anticipation for your so-called enemy to get their karma, and get it like, oh, I want them to get it real good. I want them to be in deep turmoil. No. If anything, you know that you're in alignment, that you are ready to move on to your next level of ascension, when you no longer feel that way. I'm not saying it is wrong to feel that way. We are human. I have been there. I have felt, well, not like, like, oh, I want them to beg, no, but I have felt like, man, I can't, like, this is going to come back to them, and really feeling guilty because my soul knew it was wrong. My heart, my inner being knew it was wrong. if I let my ego and this 3D world around me control who I am and what I'm doing, then I would be blabbing that, which, you see some people like that, blabbing, talking like that to everyone and anyone that will listen, you know? And that's not, again, when you are past that point, when you are then at a time when you are seeing um around you, when you can see this, step back, see your situation and the situations around you in a way that that you actually feel um compassion for the other person, or for yourself. Even for yourself, you can see, you can, oh, like, yeah, it's just more of a looking at it with compassion, instead of looking at it as, maybe not personal but revenge, but an understanding that the other person will, again, have to pay back that karma. That karma will have to balance out. And again, karma is not, can, it's not good or bad. It is just karma. It is just the balancing out of situations, of energy, so again, the energy that you do unto others will, be done unto you. Maybe not exactly, but, so the best thing, in our self, if we're thinking about ourselves, then what would we want? We'd always want good things to come back to us. And again, to have good things come back to us, we want good things to come back to everybody. We want everybody to find the light. That's what light workers are. You want everyone to find the light. You want to spread the light. I don't know if I've mentioned it in a while, but there is a practice. There's a channel called Awakening You. If you want to check that out, they are daily, practically daily messages from the Archangel Michael, and sometimes other archangels come through too, as well, through the messages. However, what was my point? Just watch that channel, okay? Yeah, just open up yourself to that channel. It explains so much, and especially about what is going on in the world today. It helps you see life through a new perspective, a higher perspective. Just watch that. I think I brought that up, yeah, because I was going to bring up the infinity breath. If I haven't spoken about the practice of performing the infinity breath on a daily basis, please YouTube that, Google it, the infinity breath, and please start practicing that. It will help you tremendously in your inner healing, in the connection with your higher self, and the alignment in your journey. Okay. So right now, let's see. Right now, we're gonna take a look at the feminine energy. I don't know how many times I cut this because I'm just talking. The feminine energy, what the feminine is experiencing now, what situation might be at hand right now. Let me see what spirit's guidance will be. What possible obstacle may come up or trigger, and the outcome if we listen to spirit. Let me see. And then we might take a look at the masculine energy at the end. Okay. Today I'm going to use my crystal angels oracle cards. I haven't used them in a minute. They are about crystals and stones, and I've spoken recently on the channel about monatomic Andara stones. I highly recommend you also look into those. Okay. They are a bit of an investment. They are not like the crystals that we use now, that meaning price range, but from what I hear, I have yet to buy my own. I am trying to decide or wait until it is just really calling out to me which one to purchase. But anyway, take a look at those and do some research on those also. So okay, at this time, spirit, what energy is the divine feminine in, and will soon be transitioning out of? okay, or newly transitioned out of. I hope everybody is well. I hope you're keeping your vibrations high. I hope you are. So we have the Two of Pentacles. That's about balancing, okay? It's about balancing your time, your energy, your work, your play, your responsibilities. This is about balance, okay? Um, maybe you need to balance, okay? Maybe you're needing to find balance. Maybe you're at that tipping point where you almost got it all under control, okay? In the background here, you see the water, the waves of the water. Water represents emotions. So balancing out your emotions, okay? Balancing out your emotions with your 3D responsibilities. Pentacles is all about the 3D tangible stuff, okay? Work, bills, um, your home, just responsibilities, okay? 3D responsibilities. So, and again, water, balancing out your emotions, okay? Just everything coming to a place where you can handle it, and it isn't a big old show, it isn't a like you're done, like a performer at the end of the day, a literal performer, okay, at the end of the show comes home and they're just bushed, they're done. That's not how life should be. Okay, so when you come into a perfect balance of your emotions and of your responsibilities and of your work, um, it doesn't leave you just done. You always use that, like, I'm done. Like you want to throw yourself on the bed and you have no energy for anything else. No energy for any breath work, no energy for meditation. If you do yoga, that's something I want to start. Especially with my I'd like to lose some weight. And I've heard that yoga, is good. I know I've tried Pilates. I was talking to somebody about Pilates, and I've tried it one time with my aunt once, and we both did really good. And I don't know about you, but I will try something and it works, and then I stop. So um, anyway, this is about bringing in balance so that you are not done with your work day and done with your home responsibilities, and and it's left you depleted by the end of the day, for no time for self-care and no time for. Okay, so there always needs to be some time for self-care, okay? So 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 hopefully, this is that energy, okay? Bringing in balance to every aspect of your life. And again, your emotions, your heart, your inner um, desires are part of you. So don't neglect that, because if you do neglect those inner desires, that inner burning to want to make a change in something, then you're neglecting. You're already neglecting, okay? And that won't bring you balance. So either you're gonna come to the time, or you're coming out of that time, or you've just come, you're working on that. So what is spirit's advice for this? What kind of energy, what card could spirit give to us to go forward with this, to achieve that 3D balance? So healing. Okay, there's healing and patience. Okay, temperance, healing, and patience. Patience with yourself, patience with others, healing of self, healing, patience for others to heal on their own terms. If there's somebody else, a situation around you, no matter what, okay? Again, I'm going to use the word situationship, because it can be anything. It can be a lover, it can be a family member, it can be a coworker, it can be a best friend. A situationship that needs to be healed, that is leaving you off balance, okay? No, Spirit wants you to know that you need to heal, you need patience, and you need to provide the other part of this situation to heal in their own time. It is not your business to or your yeah, it is not up to you to set a time limit of when somebody can heal by. Like if you're not ready by this time to apologize to me or to make things right or whatever, then I'm done. Or then this is over. Then it's not up to you. Okay? It is up to that other soul and the divine to work together to heal themselves. So again, this comes back to compassion. Okay? This comes back to the what we spoke about in the beginning, the karma. There has to be compassion and there has to be patience with yourself and with others. That's what spirit wants you to know. Healing is within each person. You cannot let your counterpart, if you're a divine flame, part of a divine flame, it is not up to you to say when that person needs to be healed by. That is like, it sounds ridiculous, right? Just to say it like that. It's not up to you. Just like it says, it's not up to that other person of when you're going to be healed for the wrongs that you feel you have went through. Okay? Spirit is saying it's equal give and take. Okay, these cups of emotions here, it's a balance. Again, there's the balancing. Okay, the balancing here. Okay, so what is the obstacle? Next card, Spirit. Thank you so much, Spirit, for these messages, and I hope again that this message gets to that person that needs to hear it. So that they can be aware and just open up their hearts. I still have my heart chakra candle burning. I have a new candle, the Sacred Heart of Jesus candle burning. So it's all about heart. When you live through your heart, what could be an obstacle? The world, completion. The world is about completion. So completing a phase can be an obstacle. Okay, completing out the victim phase can be an obstacle. Completion of the way you relate to something. This is a lesson learned. When I see this card, I think in the back of my mind I always think like I've been around the block. When you've been around the block and you know what's around that block, it's time to venture on. Okay? So why do you want to repeat old patterns? Okay, why would you want to repeat old patterns if you know exactly what each step of that pattern consists of? The beginning, the highlight, and then the ending, the completion, the world. Why would you want to keep going around the same world? It's time for a new world. It's time to start living in a new world. Okay, and that can be an obstacle for some of us here. Okay, at least for this reading, this can be an obstacle to complete that cycle and move on to the next, because ascension is always about the next cycle, the next level up. Okay, so I'm sorry, a call was coming in. Let me see. Okay, so what will be the outcome if we listen to spirit and we get this balance within ourselves? Okay, within ourselves, and we allow this healing, and we're patient with ourselves, because it will all come. It's all in divine timing. It's all mapped out. There's no way to not make the cut, the cut of ascension. We're all going to ascend. And again, if you have an enemy and you are just kind of, I'm going to use the word hating. If you're hating on them for what they've done to you, or try to remember, it wasn't done to you. It was done for you. And that doesn't mean, sorry, I'm gonna move these so you can see the cards. It doesn't mean at all that karma again will not come into play. Okay, just because I say, oh, they did it for you, not to you, that doesn't mean that they're going to be blessed for what they did to you. No, for their actions in the situation between the two of you. It doesn't mean that. It means that on your part, it was done for you. It made you a better person. It made you a stronger person. It made you a wiser person. It made you, it ultimately will make you, after this healing, after you allow this healing, and after you decide to close out that cycle and not relearn lessons over again that you already know, what the lesson is. You are, you know, oh, it allowed you to be a compassionate soul. That's what it did. It was done for you. Now on the other side of the wrongdoer, again, um, they will learn the consequences of their actions, just like you will learn the consequences of your actions for wishing bad upon someone. For any little, you know that you're being enlightened, and you know that you're ascending, and you know you're coming more into alignment with your higher self when you can't do the smallest thing wrong because of a guilt inside of you, because of the thought of, I know that was wrong, I feel good. And it can be the smallest thing, believe me, I've been through it. It can be the smallest thing, and you will feel this sense of guilt. It'll be stuff that maybe in your past you wouldn't even think twice about, you know. um but anyway, okay, so that's that. So after, if we listen to spirit, what will be the outcome? What can we look forward to if we listen to spirit? If we're patient with others, I'm sorry, I'm gonna start that over. If we're patient with others, patient with ourselves, compassionate, and allowing for our healing, and allowing of the other person's healing in their own time. um if we close out these cycles, if we're aware of these obstacles of going in circles, okay, then, babe, can you call Nina, because she's calling and I'm recording. Saley, thank you. If we're aware of these cycles, and we listen to spirit, what will the outcome be? Please, spirit, and thank you so much for these very clear messages. So here is the King of Wands and the King of Cups came out together. They flipped over together. The King of Wands and the King of Cups. I'm going to tell you right now, this isn't the feeling of a counter of you, divine feminine, because this is a divine feminine read. This is the feeling of the masculine. And your masculine will come back both in the action form and in the emotion form. These are not immature. These are ready. These are mature, learned, mastered, masculine beings. Okay, masculine energies. This is what will come. This is what will come. Again, this is the divine feminine read. So this is like wonderful, right? For the outcome. If you're patient can mean for years. Remember again that time is an illusion. Okay? Time is an illusion. That's why I don't timestamp my cards or in my readings. I don't date them. Time is an illusion. But if you are patient, if you can close out these cycles and start new cycles, okay? If you can stop going around the same block, okay? Your same neighborhood, making circles, then you can, there's a whole new world. There's a whole new world to explore out there. And when you do that, here comes the divine masculine. Strong, centered in his throne, in his power. And this is, again, this is beautiful because it is the action, the wands, the King of Wands and the King of Cups. There was a quick idea came to mind right now, is that it isn't the King of Pentacles that came out. And to me, the King of Pentacles was a lot of what the masculine energy desired to be, and a big reason why the King of Pentacles, which is the king of what? Earthly things, okay? Earthly, uh how do you say, just, attention, physical, superficial attention, stuff like that. So that's what the King of Pentacles is about. Is very the King of Pentacles came out a lot, at least for myself, in readings, um before, of when, the struggles of, a heightened part, just a heightened part of 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 the masculine counterpart, at his, it just all up in the mix. This is, again, for a separation, when the masculine and feminine divine parts were not together and they were in separation in the masculine's world. It was the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles that popped up consistently. Okay, and now for the King of Wands and King of Cups to be here, as the outcome, if the feminine does this, I think that's wonderful. Okay, so, um that will be it. Yeah, that's the I really don't think there's any need to clarify any of these. That the messages came out clear and to the point. The bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands, which is making that plan and going forward with it. Okay, the Page of Wands is about knowing they want a plan. That might have been in the last, Divine Feminine reading. Knowing that you want a plan, knowing there's a whole world out there for you to discover, but not making that step into which direction. This is about making that step. This is about making that step, taking that step in the direction, making the plan, and going into action with it. Having that plan. You're focused. You've made your decision. Okay. Um. So we are going to go with the, what is this? Work Your Light Oracle. Okay, for the divine mass of feminine. My bad. The divine feminine. I've already shuffled all the cards. I'm just gonna shuffle them a little bit more. And so, Spirit, which of these cards, which of these, Work Your Light Oracle card messages can you give for the divine feminine, please? What one message? Where are they at right now? Where is this group at right now? Okay, so I will read this from the book. I've never gotten this one before. Council of Light is at the bottom. So know that there is a council of ascended masters, of higher beings, of spirit guides, of angels, of archangels, working with you. Okay. So the card that came out is Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? Okay. After after this obstacle of going around the same, living in your same world, in your same box, in your same, repeating your same, lessons, breaking that cycle, you're being called to journey elsewhere. So this card, Spirit, is giving the message. Where are you being called to journey to? Ask yourself. You have the answer. You have the answer inside of yourself. Your higher self knows exactly where you're being called to journey to. So sit in meditation, do yoga, try to do stuff like that. Again, look up the infinity breath. The infinity breath is a very, important tool to get you, more into being more clear of a channel to receive These cards are always hard to find because they're not by number. Run. I don't think there's another page. No. Gosh, where am I missing it? So, I'm sorry. Here it is. Sorry, 108. Okay, 108. That's a very significant number for someone I know. 108. Maybe she'll see this this message today. Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. What did I just say? Our soul knows the way. Spirit knows the way. Okay? A voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pull this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be to a physical, ancient place or metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planet as well. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites. Wow. I've been wanting to go to Shasta for a while, for a little minute now, and yeah, Shasta Lake. I'm in California, so it's about an 8-hour drive, but I want to make that happen soon. So maybe some of you also are being called to some sites, spiritual sites, areas, places. Perhaps it is a journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. Yay. It is if a physical voyage is impossible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place. Or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. So let's see, work your light activation. Hold this card so you can, kind of place your phone or whatever over your heart and say, may seeds of light long ago planted begin to rise. I am ready to remember ancient secrets from lands that my soul knows from times past. May I be held by the ancient lineages that my soul has served, and remember that I don't have to do it all alone. So you don't have to do it all alone. And when I said at the bottom of this deck, I was called to say, Council of Light. You have a Council of Light around you. You are not on this journey alone. You need to, we need to open up our eyes and see. And when I say open our eyes, that's funny because it's time to stop really looking with our 3D eyes. Okay. Just like your connection, your divine connection, it is in the higher realms. It has nothing to do with what you see in front of you, that your counterpart is not living in your home, or that your counterpart is not there in your business, with you, whatever business you have, that you're, you are connected. It's time to stop seeing with your eyes, okay? And again, your soul knows which world it is ready for you to start journeying to. It's a different world, a different time and place that you are being called to. It's done. Like this 3D, it's just done. You know, a lot of us are holding on. A lot of people are holding on to it, especially with this coronavirus thing. A lot of people are holding on to this 3D world, and the 3D world is about fear and limitations. And what is the coronavirus about? Fear and limitations, limiting the places you can do. Fear wearing masks about fearing the virus. It's just it's time. It's really time to cut all of that loose. I'm gonna pull a Crystal Angels tarot now. Okay, so again, I have already shuffled these cards. I'm just gonna do a few more shuffles and ask spirit, and spirits have beautiful these divine feminines, okay, that have been coming out in the reading are doing tremendous work. You're just, you really need to love and honor yourself for all the work that you're doing. And the more that you come into alignment, for those of you who are still struggling to let go of the separation, quote, separation part of your journey, keep doing the work and start living in a whole new world, because that's when your divine counterpart will come in, if you're seeking the physical reunion, okay. But again, I'm telling you, once you let go of that physical aspect of it all, because when our journey of ascension is not to ascend to our physical self, right? If anything, it's to leave the physical behind, to leave the 3D pinnacle world behind, because when you ascend, you live limitlessly, you live in abundance. So yeah. Okay, so spirit, which one card which one crystal can we benefit from? Sometimes, if you guys buy crystals and stuff, or are starting to be interested, maybe this can be the first crystal that you the ruby. Let's read the ruby, because bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. Reach out, bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. Spirit's advice today was the Temperance card, right? Healing, self-healing, patience, sending self-healing. You know that you can send the violet flame healing to others just by your mere intention of it. Do you know a good way to start balancing out some of your karma? Me, myself, when I'm out on the streets and I take public transit a lot, I can be on the bus and I will simply ask Saint Germain, I will simply call on the violet flame and say to myself in my head, you don't have to necessarily, you don't need to speak it to the person. I continuously, I do this very often, walking down the street, on the bus, on the way to work, on the way home. I send violet flame healing to this person. I send violet flame healing to all the people on the bus. And sometimes, bigger than that, I send violet flame healing to all the people, riding on the transit buses today. I send violet flame healing to all these people that I pass, to every person I pass, God, universe, angels. I send violet flame healing to every single one of them. Do you know that they will receive that healing, whether they know it or not, whether they're accepting and in a mode to receive that healing or not? If they are in reception mode, if they are going through their spiritual journey, they will receive that healing. If they are not quite ready at that time, that healing doesn't just bounce right back off of them and leave them. That healing stays in their energy level. That's what's so amazing about the violet flame. You need to please, again, if you still haven't Look up on it. That violet flame healing that you sent, that you intentionally prayed and sent, it doesn't take long at all. It is your intention and it is your heart, the pureness that it comes from in your heart. When you send it to them and they're not ready, it stays in their energy field until the day they are ready. And afterward, when they've left this earth, or when they've become so in tune with their higher self, um, in this lifetime, um, they will eventually, they'll know in the higher realms who this who that who that person what person, I'm sorry, I couldn't speak, what person sent that violet flame healing to them. They will know it was you, although you don't know each other on earth right now, although it was just a passerby. So imagine how much good you can do every day just passing by, or every day even sitting in your home and saying, I intend for all the people in my neighborhood, sit down, meditate to I intend for all of them to receive violet flame healing. I send out violet flame healing. Look up on YouTube meditations, violet flame meditations, okay? So this is, I'm going to read from the book on this, and then I'm going to close this out because we are already hitting 41 minutes here. Ruby. So the ruby, which is bless your heart, this message has a lot of messages, a strong message of your heart. I'm burning for the first time my Sacred Heart of Jesus candle. And my intention for lighting this candle was my intention, before reading this, I lit it for the first time, is for my messages to get to those people who need to feel healing, for their ascension. Okay, so healing, heart, closing out. Where's your spirit calling you to? Okay, so we'll read this book here, the Ruby. Ruby, bless your heart. Let's see, it says, you receive this card because your heart needs some tender, loving care following a loss or the ending of a relationship. You're grieving and could use a reassuring hug, which your guardian angels are giving you now. This can also be a sign to reach out for emotional support after a heartbreak. In some cases, this card may mean that your physical heart needs care and attention. Perhaps a healthy dietary or exercise change or medical intervention is needed. This can also be a sign to connect with the sacred. Oh my gosh. This can also be a sign to connect with the Sacred Heart of Jesus for spiritual healing and purification. Isn't that crazy? And I just said I just burned my Sacred Heart of Jesus. I just lit it for the first time for this reading. That's crazy. Wow, okay, so this can also be a sign to connect with the Sacred Heart of Jesus for spiritual healing and purification. There's the spiritual healing again with the Temperance card that came out, okay? God is blessing your heart and guiding you to take the path that's true and right for you. So about Ruby. So that's a beautiful card. Thank you very much, Spirit. We are so grateful for your messages today and for the synchronicities here, the messages here. And let's see about Ruby. Okay, so if you're into crystals or stones, if here's the ruby. This is about the ruby stone. This deep red gemstone is second only to diamond in hardness, which symbolizes your strong and healed heart. Rubies soothe and heal you physically, energetically, and emotionally. Okay, so that's a beautiful reading. Okay, we're gonna get a couple just to see. I wanted to take a peek into the Divine Masculine. I didn't want to go very long Um, so we're gonna go ahead. Let me move these up. We're just gonna pull like the 4 cards, okay? So we can take a peek into what the masculine is coming out of, what the masculine, what advice spirit has for the masculine obstacle and outcome. Okay, so what is the masculine energy possibly feeling right now, coming out of what situationship with self or with anything outside is the masculine experiencing at this time? That way the counterpart, the divine feminine, can be aware. So the 3 of Winter. Reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation. Sadness that will heal with time. So right now the masculine energy is going through a sorrowful time. This is equivalent to the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Winter is significant to the 3 of Swords. There is heart healing, okay? And it's funny because this is heartbreak, okay? And the feminine read was about heart healing, okay? Bless your heart. Send blessing to the masculine energy, because right now they're in a situation of sadness. They're in a situation where they are not, they might not be aware that this is for their own good. They will become stronger through this pain that they're feeling. Okay, they're in a cold place right now, vulnerable. Okay, they're in the snow here. Okay, they're very cold time and place right now. Okay, very vulnerable to the pain of their heart, and they need to reach out for comfort and love. A lot of masculines are not one who want to reach out, but they need to reach out, and you can energetically reach out. You can energetically reach out to their angels and ask their angels to comfort them. There's a lot of healing, okay? And I spoke about the healing that divine feminines, you with either your counterpart masculine or any other situation. But right now, I pulled this for the masculine. So you need to have patience with the time that it takes them to heal this broken heart, because this is, in a sense, their karma. Okay, they're feeling the pain of the karma that they have not only inflicted upon you or was done to you, but done to others in their life. Okay, so that's where they are right now. What does spirit want them to know? What advice does spirit have for the masculines at this time? Again, I'm hoping that you feel some compassion for these masculine energies. That is when you know you are ready, where you're ready to go to this new journey that you're being called to. When you are no longer feeling satisfaction and knowing that there's heartbreak, sadness, and in a cold place right now. There's no satisfaction in that. There's compassion. Spirit, what do you have? What advice do you have? Become the Emperor. This is the Emperor card. You are the Emperor. There's no need to feel this way. There is healing that needs to be done, but you are the Emperor. You can get through it. You have all of the power within you. You hold all the tools. This Emperor here, he has this glowing heart. Again, the heart is coming up, and it looks just like the heart on my the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Of course, that heart, call out. The masculines need to call out and lean on that Sacred Heart of Jesus. Okay, but the masculine is the Emperor, does have that. So Spirit wants them to know you are the Emperor. Use logic. The card says use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organized. A firm but compassionate leader. A firm but compassionate leader. A lot of masculines are firm leaders, but they were missing the compassion in their work. It was all, again, I'm going to go back to that message. It was all about pentacles before. The King of Cups, the King of Wands, when it's coming into the feminine, if they do their work, and the Emperor, get organized, logical thinking. The King of Wands is about logical thinking, planning, actions, organization, firm, but with a firm but compassionate leader. A firm but compassionate leader. Okay. So let's see, what could an obstacle be? Spirit, again, just to close out this reading, a peek into the masculine energies. What could be an obstacle for these masculines at this time? What could be an obstacle? Thank you so much for these clear and loving messages. So the Prince of Summer. Prince of Summer, let's see. Romantic, captivating, dramatic, flirtatious. Falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet. The need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. This is about just needing to stay grounded. Looking, an obstacle could be going back to the place where these masculine energies went before to heal their pain. Instead of dealing with it and healing it deeply, they often fall in love with something else and run away with and run with that, so that they don't have to do the work of healing, because healing work is very it's hard, it's time consuming, it's energetically draining. It is it's determination and really taking a deep look at yourself. So this is an obstacle for them. Don't go back and do the same thing that you did before and find something else to fall in love with. This doesn't necessarily mean another person to fall in love with. This can be falling back in love with some kind of with work, going back to being a workaholic because you don't want to deal with your problems. Falling in love with a new idea, a new 3D idea, something here on earth, but nothing spiritual. Just to not do that work. Just